welcome to my day, who is the professor, Jess E James. Introducing.
Jeremy Sage back here at the Hybrid School of Wrestling, and Heartbreakers 3 in the action continues with another fatal five-way, and this one for a number one contender's chance at the Hybrid Championship. After just spending a great time with my guest commentator, Calientita, I am now apparently contractually obligated to officially welcome, with air quotes, the current Hybrid Champion, one Casey Blackrose. Casey, welcome to the booth, or whatever.
I think you should have air quotes over Calientita's name instead of my name.
You know, in the first statement, I'm telling you, she was one of, if not the greatest guest commentators that I've ever heard in professional wrestling. And so the bar is set. But this match, Casey, is huge. The winner of this match will get a shot at you. They will be the number one contender. And so early on, who do you like in this match? Who do you think has the advantage?
This is very tough. You know, I have history with a lot of these men. It's kind of hard for me to pick his actions, you know, spilling out right in front of us. But I would say I'll go with my tag team partner, Branden Weiss.
So Branden Weiss is the pick from Casey Rose, certainly a huge pick. And you're going to see here, we saw it earlier in the night, we had a fatal five-way for the Rising Star Championship number one contender. People are going to have to work together, but that's going to be short-lived.
Well, you know, you have Arik Walker and Jess E James part of Dead Man's Hand, so if anyone's going to work together in this match, it'd probably be those two.
And you see that early on, Arik Walker now getting the upper hand on your partner, Branden Weiss. Branden Weiss kicked to the top of the head here, and Brandon's in early trouble. Arik Walker going back to the outside. Only two guys in the ring, and that's huge. As long as the guys stay on the outside, there's no one to stop it.
Speaking of stop,
speaking of stopping it. The slap echoed through the Hybrid School of Wrestling. But as this match continues, Casey, I have to ask you, you have got to be on fire. As much as I hate to admit it, obviously we know about the 4 championships, but just this past Thursday on KSAT SA Live, you defended your title, and you had defended it in a 3-way. Talk to me a little bit about what happened on SA Live.
You know, being a champion, you got to stay ready. You always got to be prepared. And I literally got the message the night before from Mr. Brandon Oliver, and I showed up. You know, I broke Rilo King and Jay Young's backs, and I retained the Future Legend Championship. You know, defending that title, it's an honor. I used to, unfortunately, have to say this, but I used to grow up watching RCW shows, and you know, I'd see you back in the day, and you kind of helped me learn what not to be in a wrestler. So, you know, I guess I got to thank you for that.
Well, Casey, I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you bring it up, I was, of course, the first ever RCW Heavyweight Champion. So, how many times have you held the RCW Heavyweight Championship yourself, Mr. Blackrose?
I actually haven't held it.
So you have a lot to learn. However, in this match, these guys are showing that they're going to come after you. They're wanting this hybrid championship. And again, forced compliments, I have to admit, you have been impressive. Your 2024 may have been one of the most impressive 2024s anybody in the wrestling industry has seen. Talk to us a little bit about how you keep that momentum going in 2025 with these 5 men and many others drawing a target on your back.
Well, like I said before, being a champion, there's always going to be a massive target on your back, especially when holding the Hybrid School of Wrestling Championship. We have 5
You get a
great
2 count
athletes-
there?
5 great athletes in that ring. Well, I would say 4, and David Teen. But, you know, I got to always stay ready. I got to train harder than everybody else. I got to show up here first, be the last one to leave, and constantly study my competition. And, you know, this match is going on pretty good right now. Unfortunately, David Teen has the advantage, and, you know, he's someone I would not like to see come out of this match.
Well, if you get a match with David Teen, you know it's not one-on-one. You know he's coming with backup. You know you have your trouble. You got a whole list of troubles here, but right now your partner, Branden Weiss, showing some drive. He's got 3 targets waiting on the outside.
I think
front row.
Flamingo's going to fly.
And the dive happens. Bodies are scattered. It looks like David Teen avoided it, which may be key. Arik Walker now on the outside, however. And now Walker makes his way to the top rope. We may be getting some more flights in this 5-way.
This man is insane. Oh.
Takes it out. David Teen avoids it. Chairs are out. The Hybrid School of Wrestling. Folks, if you're not out here live, what the heck is wrong with you? This is what you get to see. You're right in the middle of the action. David Teen smartly found his way away from the dive, takes Walker in, brings him into the ring, double hacks to the top of the head, and now David Teen is in control while we try to clean up the front 2 rows here at the Hybrid School.
You know, let me say this. David has not been the same ever since I pinned him to become the Hybrid School of Wrestling champion. That David Kidd, well, at the time he was David Kidd, but now he's a totally different person. He acts different. He thinks he's better than everybody else. And you pair him with the Texas Streets, he truly thinks he's the best. But, you know, I'm the one holding this title right now.
Well, I think at the end of this match, we may see if that decision on his part paid off as he's fighting off, again, we said, members of a team that are working together. And now we're putting a tap. What would happen here? I'm not quite sure.
I think Arik Walker would have won if that had counted at 3. But I don't know what David's thinking right now. Well,
you mentioned David Teen after that loss. You're right. He lost to you for the Hybrid Championship. And again, going to the Treats, joining in with the Treat Nation. And wait a minute, the music hits.
What is this? Are they mosh pit?
We have a mosh pit. We have a fatal 5-way mosh pit that is broken out. David Teen getting involved.
What is going on here? Anything can happen at the Hybrid Experience.
Absolutely anything. Can we get the remote control to pause this?
Can someone call Vintage Danny Vintage back out here?
David Teen is taking shots from everybody. Somebody's going to have to make a pin, though, but for right now, it's a 4-on-1 situation. Oh, David Teen erased by 3 brutal shots to the head. Branden Weiss stands over.
Go, Branden!
It's rare you get all 5 guys in the ring at one time once the match gets started. This is chaotic in this fatal 5-way.
This night has been all about chaos. You saw it in the fatal 5-way earlier to open up the show. And what's going on here? Oh!
Picked him out of midair. Well, this night is far from over for you. Later on tonight in our main event, you actually defend that Hybrid Championship against La Estrella. We are looking at a #1 contender, but there's a chance they won't face you as we get a roll up and a 2 here right by the ropes if you can't hold on to the title tonight against your opponent, La Estrella.
Well, La Estrella is an international trained wrestler. I've seen him all over the world, and, you know, I am definitely not looking through him. I know I have a great challenge above me tonight. Simply scoping out competition, but if I do happen to beat Estrella tonight, I'm a defending champion. I'm excited to see who comes out of this match.
Well, right now we're in a very crucial part of the matchup. Lots of action early on. All 5 men have taken massive amounts of punishment. We talked in an earlier match tonight at Heartbreakers 3 about that second tank. You're familiar with that. You've been in the ring. You're a champion. If you can't dial into that second gas tank, you can't make it this deep into a match. Which of these guys is going to be able to dial up that magic formula?
Well, you know, Arik Walker looks to...
Oh, that's going to be huge. David Teen's in trouble. Can anyone make a cover?
Arik Walker seems to
Crowley's
be
hurting in the corner.
Night.
Lilith stalking on the outside, the mother of mayhem. She wants to see her guy. Oh, huge clothesline gets the momentum behind him, but wait a minute. Who's going to make the cover?
Oh, here we go.
Now here we go.
This is where it's every man for themselves.
Fatal 5 ways are the best way to break up a
Here comes
friendship.
David Teen running in.
David Teen together and David Teen over the top.
In typical David Teen fashion.
Well, now we're going to go ahead and have at it here.
You know, every man for themselves when it's...
Dead man's hand going at it. Branden Vice with a clothesline for both. And now Crowley headed to the top. Watch out for Crowley out of the corner.
Watch those feet.
Look at that. Oh, the stomp from the top right into the chest. But now look at this. David Teen has Lilith on the outside.
Oh, I would not
Crowley
want to do
not
that.
able to take advantage.
If anyone knows better, you do not want to touch Lilith. David Teen.
David Teen taking his life into his own hands. Oh, and the mist! Folks, we are, what are we, 5-6 feet away, Casey? I can feel that burn in my eyes. We weren't even the victims. Vice in the ring, however, in control, makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a winner!
Branden Vice.
And here's your winner, the Flamingo King, the Hot Emo, Branden Vice.
Branden Vice is your winner and is the #1 contender for the Hybrid Championship. Casey Blackrose, your prediction came true, but your prediction came true. We may see Casey Blackrose versus Branden Vice at a future Hybrid experience. Are we ready to see this, Casey?
You know, I did not expect to wrestle my best friend and tag team partner, but sometimes you got to do things in this business that you don't have to stay on top. You know, I'm ready for this challenge.
Well, Casey Blackrose is your champion. Branden Vice, your #1 contender. Thanks for joining us at ringside. Casey, tonight in the main event versus La Estrella. Go back to the back, get ready. Good luck in your match. Heartbreakers 3 continues here at the Hybrid School of Wrestling.